Do you want to improve at a quicker pace? Check out GITGUDRacing.com, where I'm offering the most accessible coaching sessions on the market.
Now for the track guide. Turn 1, it's easy, but it's also easy to mess up. So you want first to use all the track on entry, so I'm bringing the car so that the center of the car will be on the white line, or just a bit more than the center to be on the white line, because we want to open up this corner. Even though this is a flat out corner, if you don't prepare it, then you will lose time in the next section, or potentially you will lose time under braking in the first braking zone. So using all the track here with this exit road, turning in the way that you will use this curve. If you use just a bit more than this, it would be an off track. So you can cut with your right tires this green part, but if you go all the way to the grass, or almost to the grass around here, it's gonna be an off track. So use all the track on entry while being flat out. You will get pushed to this part of the track, and immediately you will have to bring the car just a bit more to the right side and then cut it again. And it's important that you will cut here whenever you take the left-hander. While being flat out, of course, you want to cut it almost to the grass like this, because it won't be an off track. So you can go over this grass without an off track, and this is gonna be a big advantage, because ideally you want to be here before the braking zone instead of being more on the right side. So if you're gonna be in the center or more to the right side, then you will have a hard time bringing the car back all the way to the left so that you can brake. And if you find yourself like you're braking diagonally from the center of the track to the left, and then you're gonna turn right, well, you're covering more radius than you're needed with your steering angle. So you are going to overheat the tires and you're gonna work the car more. So take the path of least resistance, so to say, by bringing it as faster as you can to the left side. Now, beginning of the braking zone is the 100-meter board. At the 100, I'm applying the brakes. If you're gonna brake more later with this car tends to understeer a lot, at least with the fixed setup that I was using. So brake nice and early, earlier than you think, because you will fight understeer on turn in with this car track setup combo, at least. So I'm picking hard initially, I'm picking around 80, but immediately I'm bleeding off the brakes to avoid locking up the tires. So I'm aiming to hit this curb to bring the car as close as I can to this red sausage curve without touching it. However, I have a slight moment of understeer in this corner, so I just miss it by a bit and I get pushed a bit wider around here. But with this car, it's not a big of a deal because you can quickly reposition. So ideally you want to be earlier on throttle, to the point that you're pushing the throttle closer to this curb. So for example, right here, that would have been a perfect place to put my power down, but because of the understeer and because I lost some braking performance, I had to trail brake just a bit more. If you find yourself that you're going too hot into this corner, just brake earlier. You will gain that time and more by not having these moments of understeer, of overheating the tires, by putting the power nice and early. And now for this corner, I just bring it just a bit more to the right side so I can go very closely to the red sausage curve. So you want your right tires, front and rear, to almost kiss this curve, so you won't cover more distance than required, and immediately you want to go and position the car to the right side. While doing so, I'm doing a small lift here. I found that this is not necessary. Only if you don't have the proper line, you will do this lift, but ideally this is gonna be flat out around here. Now, in order to be flat out, your car has to be just a bit more to the right side, because if you're gonna exit around this part, it's gonna be impossible for that to be flat. Now, which is faster? It's hard to say. Being flat here probably is half a tenth faster by being flat here, so that's the thing that you should aim for. If you find yourself that you're gonna do some mistake, then do the lift. Now for the next corner, it's this right-hander and it's quite tricky to position. What I use as a reference is this exit road on the left, Before it, I'm applying the brakes and I'm turning at the same time, because you don't have time to do them sequentially. So you're gonna do them at the same time, applying just a bit of brakes just to avoid the car understeering, and cutting more. If you want, you can cut just a bit more. I wasn't able because of the understeer. This setup is so understeer that you really have to brake early everywhere. Now just a bit of understeer, but putting the power down immediately, building it up to 100% while in third gear. And now we have just a big straight. If we skip over it, I'll use as a reference for braking here the beginning of the curve. I'm applying the brakes and I don't go to 6th gear first of all. So I hit the rev limiter, but I found that going in 6th just for half a second is not worth it. And now you have to downshift 2 gears. Now you will unsettle the rear more, and in my opinion is not worth it, but feel free to experiment with it. Now braking and trailing, downshifting to 4th, and I aim to apex around this orange thing on the right side. You see, you have 3 of them around here. I plan to apex to the one in the middle. So this is my target, the one in the middle, as close as I can to the grass. Now putting the power down, I had this hesitation here with this lift. I think this was not necessary, so definitely something to look for. You want to be flat going from this corner. Now into the last chicane, here you really have to brake early, earlier than you think. So I'm braking even before the 100 here, and I'm just holding the pressure, trailing, still trailing, because I want to cut as much as I can. I want to almost kiss the red sausage curb, and then the moment that we're into the transition, going back on power and positioning the car so that you will be as close as you can to the next red sausage curb around here. Now whenever I'm here, I just do a lift and then applying some brakes and then going back on throttle. So there are 4 stages. The first stage is the braking. The second stage is hitting 100% throttle and holding it for a while. Just a bit of trail braking in the third stage, and the fourth stage going back on throttle. So this corner is not easy. This will make or break your lap. Definitely something that you should practice more than the other parts of the track. But going again, just so we can go around it one more time. Braking nice and early, braking hard, trail braking to the way that you're hitting this red sausage curb, getting very close to it, then going to 100% throttle and holding it just for a while pointing the car to the next red sausage curb. Finally heading some trail brake while you turn because the car is understeery, and then going back on power as close as you can to the next red sausage curb and the next red sausage curb. And in short, that's a track guide of Silverstone with the LMP3. I wish you a great week ahead, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.